Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Two Clicks from KO. As always, I am Aries Edge, and with me, the rhythm to my blues, West Coast OG, Aaron Cantu. Aaron, how are we?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am feeling a lot better. I sound a lot better, not so stuffy. Maybe it was doing some dishes, got all, got all that out of the way.
Gotta wash that grime, bruh.
I'm calling it the Memphis hangover. That's what I'm going to call it.
Fair.
Because it seemed like it happened the same thing last year after Philadelphia. Instantly got a sinus infection right after Philadelphia as well. It's probably got to do with being in like
It's that con flu, man.
it's being around people and then like being in like a warehouse type setting where it's dry, and then also plane rides. So many plane rides.
Airports.
So many coughing people. I'm getting sick again just thinking about it. It's gross. Ugh. So what have you been up to?
I'm gonna vomit just listening.
It's just you're in just literally a metal tube flying in the air with
With
just
germs.
circulated like snot air just getting blown. And of course you're hot, so you turn that little thing and it's literally just blowing just fucking Lyme disease in my face. So,
It's
so
throwing West Nile virus at you.
literally just
Yeah.
anything, this bubonic plague blowing right into my eyes. I don't know
The,
how.
the Black Plague resurfaced.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's like I Am Legend in there, you know.
Uh,
Well, that sucks. I did catch your Worlds review. So, if for those of you asking about Worlds, Aries did talk about it in depth. You can go on the backlog of our YouTube page, youtube.com/2clicksfromK should be, and check that out. So X-Men dropped this week. I imagine we're gonna do a lot of talking about X-Men.
I'm sure it's out. I already said my piece about pre-release prices. I did that live from Worlds as well. We're seeing the prices starting to settle. It's like the stock market section with Aaron and Aries. Let's talk about price flip flops because
I
the
did a whole
prices are
I think I did a whole article on this on the Majestic site, or maybe on our blog page.
we should literally make it into a segment. Like, let's go through the
Win,
Hero
win,
stock market.
Wendigo stock is up.
Wendigo stock is up. I did get
Storm
one
Prime
from
stock is on its way down.
who?
Storm Prime. You can get a Storm Prime as low as $100, possibly even 90
I
on the trade pages.
I still think she's gonna go lower.
I
I,
pity the fool that paid $225 for Storm Prime.
I still think she's gonna go lower. Once people saturate the market with her, once people start realizing, oh, I actually have to use my prime slot for potentially just a call in, I think that maybe she settles around 70, 75. Normal prime, normal
75
prime.
price per share.
Yeah, about 75 per share on Storm. We're gonna go with a 75 per share on Storm. Very high on the old Jean Grey chase. I think she'll settle right around the 80 to 90 spot for her. Jason Wingard as well. I think he'll settle in between that 60 to 80 range as well.
What's
in
his
the Hero
current
Click
what's his
stock
current
market.
price per share?
I saw him going on a site for $66.
That's fair.
And
I
I
think
almost pulled the trigger on it.
that's a fair market value. That's
Yeah,
a fair market value.
and they were offering 15% off until the 27th.
Yeah.
So if you go to Untapped Games,
Ooh, I
it's
like
a Rhode
Untapped.
Island place. Untapped Games, promo code Phoenix until September 27th. You get 15% off your total purchase.
Boom.
So there you go. They're not even paying me to do this. I don't even know if Untapped Games even knows I exist since I won the last Rhode Island championship they had there, and they haven't hosted a big event since then.
It's my understanding Rhode Island has no state championship this time around.
Rhode Island hasn't had a state championship this year, not in the first or this coming up. They don't. From what I hear, they don't get the numbers that they want. Even though the one time I went there, I guess they're not pulling in enough people to cover the kit, which is what everyone's fear is. If you're not getting enough people to cover the kit, why am I even gonna buy the kit. So Rhode Island, I know for a fact, wasn't getting enough people to cover the kit, so that's why they haven't held one.
Makes sense. Oh yeah, so states are coming up.
Popper.
Popper. We got Popper. Popper sighting.
Popper.
We got Popper.
Popper. Yeah. Super
Are
New England accent. Popper.
Are you excited?
I am. I'm very excited, especially with the fact that it's Highlander. If it was Highlander, I would have thought it was Butt Cheeks, because it would have just been everyone just playing Medusas when Voyager. It would have been an alpha team,
or
you would have seen like someone spamming with the Avengers spam with all the giant girls. You would have saw that.
Yeah.
You would have saw spam teams. You would have saw probably 2 or 3 Medusas on a team with a Hulk and a Voyager, and you get your +5 or your +45 Avengers theme. You would have seen X-Men, maybe some X-Men Swarm teams as well.
Sure.
They kind of hurt though, because you don't get Lila, you don't get the Blackbird, you don't get a lot of those things. But I think Cerebra is a rare as well. That's the one that carry a bunch of X-Men. So I think that one you wouldn't be able to play either.
There's that Sentinel, right? There's a Sentinel.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was Cerebra. I thought was the one that could carry.
Is it a rare? It might be a rare.
I think that one's a rare. I know for a fact that one's a rare.
I thought I think people are sleeping on the Fast Forces Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
The unplugged ones. I was like, ooh, I think that's maybe the play. Hard to kill, can hit pretty good. Shredder's another good one. But it's funny, like I was talking to Chip, and I was like, dude, play Turtles. And he was like, I was looking at them, and then he messaged me back. He's like, they don't have a taxi. I'm all, dude, Donatello literally is the taxi. And he's like, oh, I stopped looking before I got to him.
Yeah, Donatello. It's all built right into the starter set. Plus, you can use the Mudman out of there to fill points if you need to.
Yep, still hard to kill.
Yeah, Mudman, I ran into him at World. Someone was playing 2 of them. The Quake is still good.
Yeah, it's obnoxious. Good. Like, it's really obnoxious.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff. Nimrod, you'll see Nimrod. Maybe Onslaught. Onslaught's kind of a pain.
No, you're going to see Onslaught.
He's kind of a pain in that form.
You can't target him, I think, outside of 5 squares. So you got to get up close and personal with him. You're going to see Onslaught. You're going to probably see Juggernaut. Either at, like, I think the 100 or even the 200. Or even the 300. Someone might just say, you know what, I'll play a 300-point Juggernaut. You have to whittle me down. I mean...
It can be done. But it's kind of...
time-consuming.
Yeah, it takes a while. Because he's like invincible or impervious his whole Dow, right? Pretty much.
I think he bounces back
and forth. He has some invuln, I think.
Yep, he bounces back and forth. He can be out... Juggernaut, once you knock him off his helmet, he can be outwitted. But he's also got protected outwit, mind control... Psychic Blast. Just so many different things. Plus, if you win map, hopefully you win map, as much blocking you smash through, he can just continually do more damage, heal things, or take tokens off.
There's actually a lot of protected Psychic Blast in the X-Men set, I noticed. And even in the common. It's like, what's his face? Onslaught's protected Psychic Blast. So even if you get within 5. The Onslaught versus Nimrod, it's like, okay, if Nimrod makes his die rolls, he wins. But it's like, that's a weird one. I played that pre-release, and the last round it came down to my Nimrod versus his Onslaught, and he started missing attacks, and then when he didn't miss, I evaded with the Nimrod's roll.
That's so... I played J Major. That's obnoxious. Especially when I would roll high, too. I'd be like, I hit with an 8. And then he'd roll an 8, and I'd be like, damn it.
I played my guy Randy, and he is playing the Juggernaut. And he had Juggernaut and 2 Sabertooths and a Blob. And
Blob is awesome. Blob is also low-key real good.
And he goes, I'll attack you with Blob. I'm like, okay, cool. And I rolled out, and, Blob's defense power doesn't stop Nimrod's defense straight, so it just almost one shots him, and then he rolled. I remember he rolled an 11 with the Juggernaut, and then I rolled an 11 with Nimrod's roll, and it was just like, that's rough, bro. Sorry,
that's very rough.
I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, it can be crazy, crazy ridiculous. So I think that those would be some plays, mostly because they're new, right? And then there's the obvious Medusa, Giant Girl, Fast Forces Hulk
Yeah,
is another one.
I still, I still think Gotham City and Gotham City Underworld are going to be big players. I've already put together a Gotham City Underworld team. I just have
Really?
to test it. Yep, I've
Who do you
already.
have? You have Suited. You have Big Tony's.
You can only play one. It's Highlander.
Right. So you have Suited,
So
Big
no,
Tony.
I'm going 75-point starter. I just
You
let
don't
me.
have to tell me the team if you don't
Oh
want
no,
to.
I'll throw it right out there right now. I might not play it because I haven't play tested it yet, so it could
Yeah.
be
Could change.
horrible. But I'm playing the 75-point Poison Ivy Fast Forces starter that
Okay.
creates the biting vines.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going with the 75-point Fast Forces Joker, the one that takes the maximum 2 damage.
Hmm.
Um, what else does he do? He creates those Joker bombs too, so he can heal. He has a top dial prob. I'm playing Maxi Zeus. Get those Stone Harpies out there.
Hmm.
One Big Tony playing 50-point Harley Quinn from the Fast Forces as well. Because she can +2. She
Hmm.
can modify. Let me see. Perplex. When Harley Quinn uses it, if she does not choose damage and targets a friendly character named Poison Ivy, Catwoman, or the Joker, modify the chosen value by +2 instead. So she can go ahead and bump some defenses, or she can go ahead and bump some attacks,
Yeah.
or she can just +1 to a damage. After that, I'm playing Bud, which is the little one of her little like hyenas,
Yeah. Yeah.
and this is the one that gets probability control, but only during an opponent's turn. So that gives me a second probability control. It gives me a tie-up figure. Um, and then I am playing Welcome to My Humble Abode location. My babies need their space location, Sprite ID, Jubilee ID, and I think I'm gonna run the skin ID.
Mm.
I like skin. Maybe
Skin.
switch them out with leech.
Leech is really underrated. Um, there's the was it M? M's pretty good. M's like
Yeah, but
charge
M
char.
but M only calls in the rare, right?
Oh, that's right. I think.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it cuts some of
I'm
your
not
because like
sure.
chamber
Is
would
it
be good, but you can't call in chamber. Stuff like
Rusty?
that.
Rusty's like
Rusty's good.
gonna
I
be
don't
a
have the
hair.
fast forces for the Rusty. So knock
I
stuff over.
only. Oops. I only have the Rusty from the Fast Forces. I bought specifically him. I have a notification on HC ROM. Stop funny. I can't even tell you when the last time I logged into here was. Um,
HC roams, I literally just going off for the units.
yeah,
Every,
I haven't.
everything else, I made my point very clear. It's the MySpace of HeroClix.
So we've
It's
got Kitty Pride, Skin, Jubilee, Leech. Uh, does Cypher have an ID? No.
I think Cypher does.
Cypher. Skids, Rusty, Sync,
Sync has an ID.
Husk, I think.
I believe that has an ID. Yep.
And I think that's all of them.
Yeah, because then you get into like the all new Wolverine territory where you can't call in M, you can't call in Gold Balls, you can't come in. Artie, I think you can call in Artie, but I don't know why
Yeah,
you would do that.
yeah, Sprite, Artie, Leech, Rusty, Skids. Um, Bruise are rare, right? Gold Balls are rare. Prodigy's rare.
Yep.
Chambers are rare. Husk is a rare, I believe.
So I mean, you have a handful that you can, and I'm going to assume the big 3 or 4 people are going to use is Jubilee, um,
Rusty.
Rusty, Sprite, Leech.
Yeah.
Those are your big 4.
Yeah. Leech just coming in and outwitting everybody for a turn, That's crazy.
That's it. You're gonna get him in. He's gonna outwit stuff, and then you're gonna hopefully make some big attacks. So I don't know. Got to play test it. Got to see how it's gonna be. But Yeah, I still think that there is a lot of good stuff out there too. Even with like the Black Panther set too. I mean, Wakanda is pretty strong. They got some good stuff there. Was the Ever K Ross that can do the double perplex as well for them.
Hmm.
So I mean, you still have there's a lot out there. I just think a lot of people are going to rely on the X-Men, the animated series, big hitter uncommons because it's the new stuff. People want to play the new stuff, and I mean, it hits hard. So why wouldn't you want to play that?
Yeah, I actually need to start looking because I decided I was gonna play at States
Ooh.
instead of Judge. So yeah,
Oh man,
I need to get on on my research and see what's out there.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, man, I'm excited. States is gonna be fun. Popper, it's a cool form. I did at the state championships earlier in the year. I did a Popper uh, co-main event.
yeah.
And I did no, I did a everyman, which was commons only.
Oh God,
The Married with Clicks format. That was fun. It was actually a lot of fun. Turtles undoubtedly are the team to beat in that format. So
did you allow the starter set ones in?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They allow starters because that's where the maps come. So like that makes sense to allow the starters, you know.
yeah.
So it's interesting. I think adding the uncommon slot is cool. I personally I'd like to see common, uncommon, rare, just for some extra like diversity. Because when you get in the rares, then you start to really mix up the teams, especially if you still keep the Highlander rule. But we'll see how Popper goes. See how people like it.
Yeah, I mean, rare. Once you get into rares, again, you open up the ID cards, and you open up a lot of those things. Plus, if you open up the rares, you open up all the headmaster ID cards too, and things like that. And I think
Yeah,
that maybe you can get a little. People will try and then spam just to be able to use as many ID cards as they can.
yeah, it's a little dicey,
It is. I think
but
the common uncommon is good.
I mean, it is still Highlander, right? So let's say it's still Highlander. It's eh, eh, we'll see.
I mean, every team's gonna have a chamber. Every team is gonna probably have a Wolverine with probably the new Wolverine from I think it's the starter set maybe or
Mhm.
the other one. It's got Flurry and Blades, so you're gonna see that one on every team. You open it up to all the rare Regenesis pieces now too. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm all set. Then you also open it up to like the combination of I is the pilot Sentinel, is that one a rare? I'm not sure.
the
But
pilot set.
if it is, you run then the risk of then having the Magneto Danger Room construct piloting the
Yeah,
Sentinel.
I gotta be honest. I'm not totally up to date on the X-Men animated series set.
I played it
I've been in
Worlds and I'm not even up to date on it.
I've been in the Pokemon world like un way too deep in the lot for the last like 2 months.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah,
Kids
My-
winning kids winning tournaments. Gotta keep going.
yeah. He's taking a break. He's burned out. At first
Oh,
he was like gung ho, and now he's like ah.
he's hitting that plateau.
Yeah, he's
Kind of
hit
like,
that.
yeah.
So we're doing maybe like one tournament a week now. So,
Okay.
but no, he's doing good, man. He's right now 25, I think, or 35 in the world, but he's got one event that he played in that the points are pending. Um, because there was in the finals for the this is so weird to me. In the finals, actually, let's talk about this. This is kind of interesting. So in the finals for a league cup, there's two players. They're both local.
Okay.
One of them cares more about the points for qualifying for Worlds. The other one cares more about the map. And the one says, let's just split, or let's just split. I'll take the points, you take the match, so you give me the win. Other player goes, I don't know, or said something back, right? It was something to this effect. And then this is what I heard. I wasn't there. I left because I scrubbed out. So basically, there was like some kind of offer about splitting, right? Price splitting. So
Okay.
the judge,
Like in poker, they chop a pot and stuff like that. Okay.
so the judge hears, and the rule is you can't, you can choose to scoop or whatever, but you can't like bargain.
You can't barter. It's not a barter.
Yeah,
If you give me the points, I'll give you the
yeah.
mat. There's no
So
bartering system.
yeah, so the judge hears and has to DQ them both.
Oh, that
And
was in the finals?
yes.
Oh God.
So now we're waiting to hear back from Pokemon on what to do, or how the results will end up. So there's a ticket. Pokemon has a ticket system. Any kind of grievance you have, you put a ticket,
Yeah, yeah.
and the judges can put a ticket and all that stuff. So it's like really interesting because that happened in the Masters division, which is the 15 and older. But all of the other divisions results are held up. So
Wow.
so the kids that played in the juniors and seniors divisions can't get their points until that matter is resolved and the tournament results are finalized, because um, it was a age modified tournament where the kids had to also play the adults. So
Oh,
because there wasn't
wow.
enough kids for their own tournament, yeah, it's rough, dude. So he would be actually like 18th right now in U.S. and Canada. The U.S. and Canada region, if he had his full points. So currently he's like 35, which is still
That's
pretty good.
weird.
I'm proud of him. But yeah, it's funny because like in HeroClix, like that's never really a problem.
Uh,
I mean, it has been a couple
I
times, but
I have a story for you
okay, let's hear it.
from Worlds.
Okay. Oh,
So,
let's hear it.
so we have something very similar to that. We have I forget what it was. I think it might have been the qualifier, the
Uh-huh.
world's qualifier. It was the second round of the world's qualifier.
Yes.
So we go up to report. There's still time left. So
Hmm.
we go up to report and we give our numbers. And the people who are next to us, I don't remember who they were. Even if I did, I probably wouldn't call them out on it.
Yeah.
So they hand in uh their slip,
Okay.
and the guy's like, okay, you guys are at table whatever, whatever. What was the final score? And one person was like, I scored 35, they scored 20. And they're like, did they call time? And they were like, no. So the guy was confused. He's like, how did you only score 35 and 25 and the game is over? Like, what do you mean? So they called the head judge over, and the head judge was like, okay, so you scored 35, you scored 25. And they're like, yeah. They go, okay, well, there is no, we're just going to stop playing. Like, you have to finish out the match, or
Hmm.
this is a double disqualification. Like, you both forfeit.
Hmm.
So if one of you, so apparently, I guess as a story went, was one person scored, I think one person KO'd a retaliator, the other person scored a retaliator. They both used like ID cards or something, and then like they both just kind of refused to move. They were like, "Oh, I'm just gonna pass," and the next person was like, "I'm gonna pass," and then they
Hmm.
went back and forth for a little while, and they're like, "Are we just done?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm just done then." So they just packed up and they were done.
So
But the one person who initiated the the passing and being done when they got up there, the other person was like, "Well, I'm gonna go sit back down and play then because I don't want to lose." And the other person stepped up and said, "No, no, no, I'll just drop then, or I'll eat the loss." So he
yeah,
got a full point win because the other
right.
person basically forfeited. But it was just weird that they both just came up like, "Yeah, we just decided to stop playing." And Chris, I think it was Chris, is the lead judge. His name was like, yeah, we don't do that. You don't just stop.
You can do that, but it's a full point win. You
And
forfeit.
that's what they
Yeah.
didn't want to do. They both wanted to just like one person wanted to take the 35 to 25 point win, and he
Why?
was okay with only giving up 25 points, because he probably had like a full point win under his belt in the first round and was like,
Yeah.
okay, if I win in the third round, I can still scoot in.
But
So it's
that
just it was weird. It was
but
very
that
weird.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you only got 35 points.
But the other person,
And then if you're the guy losing, why would you agree to stop?
the
That's
guy who
mad.
was losing was the one perpetrating. Yeah, yeah, I'm just done. I'm okay. So the one who was losing ended up then just saying, "Yeah, I'm done." Exactly. And the guy and I who played, his name was Alexis. We both looked over and we were just puzzled, like, what do you mean? You just stopped. So that was a weird one where it was going to end up becoming basically a double like DQ or a double loss. Like, no, it's
Yeah.
a 0-0 loss then. Like, see you guys later.
Yeah.
So that was a weird one. Kind of like one of those, like, they're just some, a gentleman's agreement to, all right, we're going to be done, where it's going to come down to like, all right, well, I'm going to have to like potentially DQ you both or something along those lines. So that was a weird one.
Man, I don't like the DQ of it. The double loss would be fine, but the DQ of it, I don't like.
I think it
So,
was a double loss, but it was like,
mm,
it was just weird. I don't think it took, I think the lead judge is Chris. It took him
Chris,
off
yeah.
guard. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is what we're doing? Like,
Well,
I've never heard of it.
like you usually
I've
will
heard
see
people
like
just sitting there
you
and just
usually see
wasting.
like, okay, you want to just roll off. I've seen that. Adam and Dustin did that.
It happened in the final.
Yeah, in the
Adam
final.
Freeman and
Yeah.
Dustin did that and rolled
Yeah.
off because they basically looked at the matchup and was like, we're gonna play to a 0-0 tie anyways,
Yeah.
so we might as well just roll off.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
still worked out for Ronan.
Adam lost the roll off, but won the world.
But still won worlds.
Yeah. So Adam actually becomes the first player to win a national, world, and a Rock Cup title.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
It's not Isaac. It's
It's
Adam.
Isaac.
No, Adam won first, and then Isaac.
No.
Because
That's
Team Worlds.
That's a team worlds.
Hey,
Individual.
he is
worlds.
still world. He is still world champion.
No, individual worlds. Isaac is the triple crown.
Okay,
winner.
that's fine. You're right.
Because did Adam win a Rock Cup or did he win the Team Rock Cup as well?
Team Rock Cup.
Okay, so again, individual.
It counts. It counts.
I'm not saying it doesn't count, but you could.
It was the day
You
before.
could be dead weight and still get carried.
It was the day before. Okay, you really think Adam is dead weight on a
I didn't say that. Don't
Come
put
on.
words in my mouth. I didn't say Adam was dead weight. I'm just saying it's a team effort. If you're talking individual triple crown, it's Isaac because he's won
that's
in a
accurate.
bigger field. That's like.
Okay, technically speaking, Adam becomes the first player to win all three,
But he hasn't.
but he did.
He's won two teams. We can go back and forth on this. I'm gonna go Isaac every single time.
You'd be wrong.
I wouldn't be wrong.
All right, we gotta move on.
You're going off of a team technicality.
We can't do this all day. We gotta move on.
Oh, we could.
We could, but we can't. So could and can't are two different things.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Let's answer some questions, shall we?
We got questions.
We got questions.
We've got answers.
We might have answers.
I've got the HIE questions. Aaron's got the 2 clicks from KO questions because, as always, we like to try and get multiple platforms of questions. It looks like the HIE ones. There's a lot of categories of chicken here, so
Well, that's all right.
we'll be able to go through those very quickly.
We don't have a lot of questions on the 2 clicks page, so that's fine. We've got Simeon Bruce says, "What are your opinions on WWE figs and Danger Room primes being legal?" He's talking about for states. Do you think 300-point Juggernaut is viable enough to build against? Build against or build with?
I think he meant build with.
I mean, I don't know. We kind of said maybe, right? 300-point Juggernaut. Somebody will do it.
I could see
Somebody will.
someone playing it and just hoping to KO something and then not give up the Juggernaut.
Yeah, it's that Goblin King strategy, right? Like
Yes.
kill something and don't die.
Kill something and then, yeah, be able to run around the map and don't die.
Yeah. And he heals himself, right?
I would have to double check him. He either pulls action tokens off of himself for
I have it.
destroying, or he heals himself
Yeah, because he's got
for
the
destroying.
my mutant brothers and sisters trait.
Yeah.
And his is um, move action, quake at no cost. If he destroyed 3 or more pieces of blocking terrain during one of his actions, after resolutions, remove an action token from him, which trigger
Would then
his.
trigger my brothers
Yeah,
and sisters.
yeah. So he can heal himself.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
And he's
The quote unquote primes, I am okay with Sabretooth and Magneto being played.
yeah,
Because they're not primes. They're uniques. They're in the quote unquote prime slot.
they're prime rare in rarity, but not
but not in actuality. So I'm okay with that. This one's going to be a shocker. I've had conversations about this one with other WWE people who are very excited about the set. I don't think WWE should be legal.
I don't either, because so the thought process was right from what I read in a couple different Facebook posts is that they are equally available to everyone in the way that they can just be ordered, right? But they're really not because I know a lot of the local stores here won't order them. It's just like Star Trek's just as equally available to everyone, but not really, because not every shop orders the Star Trek sets.
But if you want it, you can pre-order it through your. If you have, let me rephrase that.
If
you have a good shop,
your LGS will do that.
They
might not.
They should.
They
My
might not.
guys, none of my guys wanted WWE HeroClix.
Yeah.
I gave my local gaming shop a very specific list of WWE figures that I wanted, and he was like, "Got you, no problem. They'll be here in a box. You're good to go." Because and the same thing, they don't buy Star Trek just for the fact that none of my guys or me are going to buy Star Trek. Maybe I'll start rethinking that with how expensive Star Trek figures all of a sudden become, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
I don't like the gravity feed sets. If they did the brick sets, I would maybe do it.
I love gravity feed sets.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like them, but I hate pulling. So I just don't like the distribution on them generally.
All right,
It's like
so this distribution is different than a gravity feed set. I enjoy the gravity feed sets just because it
They're small.
splashes in a little bit of something in between major sets.
right. No, that's fine. I would be fine
Distribution
with
is
that.
a whole different discussion, and that's
because you get like 2 of every common and then like half of the rares and
Mhm.
one super rare. You know, it's like
Yep.
and then now you put a prime in, which
That
might as
kind
well,
of-
which is really just a chase. Let's be honest.
and that. Well, I think that's also why they made it a prime. Now it's a chase.
It's
But they made it
prime
a
in rarity, so you
because
can only play one.
playing. If you just made it a chase without being a prime rarity, how many multiple Q teams would you have seen?
Well, you can make it unique.
You could have done that. That's a good point.
But then it like
But
now
also
you,
with what it
now you
does, you
can't
want to
do
punish them too.
prime
You want
and
to make
storm
sure they.
prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I get it. I get why they do it. Don't get me wrong, but it's like the distribution on it bothers me, and it always has. Like starting all the way from when they did the movie sets, you know, like it freaking bugs me, dude. But it is what it is.
I didn't like the movie sets to the point because you had to run around and you
Target.
had to find 2 different chases.
What bothered me about the movie set is you get to Target and all the boosters are ripped open, and all the rares are gone. It's like, you freaking animal! Just buy the whole damn gravity feed. I would much rather you buy out the store and
to open every single one and then go up and buy those.
Here's the thing, I've bought all of them, opened until I got what I wanted, and returned the rest. I've done that. Apparently, Target said that's a no-no, but I did it only one time. But hey, it is what it is.
Yikes! Well, I mean, it's no different. I've also heard collectors, because my brother collects like the Marvel Legends, And I've heard of collectors that would go and buy a Marvel Legends figure just for the build-a-piece figure. Then they would put in extra of something else back into that and then
Oh yeah,
return it.
no, that's pretty
Scumbag.
bad. No, don't do that. That's scumbag
Yeah,
shit.
that's grimy as shit
Yeah,
too. So
that's pretty bad. Um, Even what I did it only one time was with the Batman versus Superman set.
oh,
I don't think it was a big deal, but
they had some good figures in that set too, but they also had some
yeah,
figures.
it was like it was like 6 boosters. It wasn't a big deal. I probably should have sold them. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't agree with ripping stuff, dude. I went to one of my LGSs. I won't say which one, and I was there just to meet up with someone to trade. And I was like, well, let's see what's on the shelf. And they had some Black Panther set on the shelf, and every single booster. Let's see if I have a booster somewhere around. I have this here. It's not a booster, but every single booster is like this in the back, pulled up and like creased.
So
I'm like,
they're poking to see what's in it.
yeah, I'm like, you filthy animals. Stop. Like, what is wrong with you freaking people, man? Stop doing it.
They gotta get that plastic crack, bro. That's what it is.
Bro, I know. Trust me. Nobody wants to pull chases more than I do.
Oh,
Believe
I'm
me on that.
aware.
But don't fucking do that. Fucking asshole. Anyways, off my soapbox.
All right, next question.
Yeah, next question. We got off track. So do you agree with them? Like, do you think they should be legal? You said no, right? On the
No,
WWE.
WWE. I don't think that they.
Yeah, I don't think they should either. Especially like, when do they come out? Is it right before states?
October.
Eh,
So you have like a month
yeah, like a month.
to play around with them, but I mean, I guess they're kind of like starter figures where
But they're
you
really
know
not.
what you're getting, but nah.
Nah, because here's the thing, the popular
Special,
part was also supposed to be like, oh, because it's inexpensive, right?
and these
These,
aren't.
yeah, they're really not. You're talking about like $9 out the door if you get it at the MSRP that you're supposed to.
Well, you're talking about $35 too for the Mix Max challenge, so everybody can use a ring.
Yeah,
So you have that whole
I
thing
didn't even
too. So
freaking
now
think about that.
so now you're introducing some special terrain you can play now.
Well, you already
That'll be
had
the
that.
only special terrain you can play, I'm pretty sure. I mean, no, the Avengers Infinity, I think, were they labeled as common and stuff as well? So you could play like the Dune
Dune
Buggy, the
buggy is
Spider
uncommon.
Buggy.
The Dune
So
buggy is
they have a couple. But if you're
the
playing special terrain, you're probably playing the
Spider
WWE.
Mobiles are rare. Spider
Is
Mobiles
it?
are rare.
Okay.
The red cars are rare. The blue cars are uncommon.
Okay, so you can play the Stark car, you can play the other car, and you can play
Dune
the
buggy.
Doom. Okay, so I mean you had a little bit uh of special terrain. Now you're getting the new updated boxing ring. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't think the WWE Hero Clicks should be allowed, but they are. So
It is what it is.
I hope someone puts together a really cool WWE team and wrecks house and wins a state championship with it. I should win Connecticut State Championship with the WWE team because WWE's here in Connecticut.
Yeah. Just play oh wow. Never mind. Super rare. I say play Cassandra Nova.
No,
Super
they can't work.
Yeah. Jordan Chimes says, which common or uncommon figure will do well in states that no one saw coming? And Simeon Bruce throws the you can't see me. GIF, GIF, whatever. Common, uncommon that no one saw coming.
Honestly, I think they're gonna see them all coming.
Yeah,
'Cause
there's
I
not
don't
like
think
really
there's
a lot of secret tech.
no, like there's no. It's gonna be very like I don't like. No, I don't think there's gonna be anything people are gonna see. Like again, like I mentioned, you might see something goofy like a Brotherhood of Mutants team.
Maybe Cable.
Yeah, like I'm saying, you might see like something, but it's all good. So it's
I
not
like.
like we're gonna be like, oh man, I was completely blindsided by that. No, because
Yeah.
we're talking about like it makes stuff that we didn't play before very, very viable. Gotham City Underworld, Gotham City, Batman Family. I mean, is people going to be surprised if Batman Beyond comes out there and becomes a cannon and can, psychic blast and shoot from 8 squares away and deal like,
Uh,
5, 6, 7 damage or whatever it is if
yeah.
you flex him up the right way? Like, no, like people we've talked about Batman Beyond being good and being one of the better uncommons from that set. So commons and uncommon stuff is what we've talked about before. Like, hey, don't sleep on this. Plus, on top of it, AJ breaks down every set for us, so we know what commons and uncommons should be good. No one should sit down and plop a bunch of stuff. Well, let me rephrase that. People are going to sit down and plop a bunch of stuff in front of you, and you're going to go, okay, that surprised me because it's bad, and I don't know why you're playing it. But then you're going to have other people who are going to plop down stuff in front of you and go, okay, I was expecting to see these guys here.
Mm.
So, yeah, there may be
Uh,
stuff people are surprised that you see play, but you're surprised because they shouldn't be played in the format. That's
there's Amelia Vogt as uh, passenger 4, but only to carry shared keywords, which are Brotherhood of Mutants Acolytes. So we'll see
I say
about that.
Brotherhood of Mutants is viable.
Yeah, for this format, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Because like unique 23. Oh, that's a prime. Yeah, Sabretooth is pretty good. It's got the charge flurry stealth,
Hmm.
12 attack, 3 damage with blades. I like that piece with super senses. Yeah, not bad.
Hmm.
Animal keyword. Play your Wakanda map.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. I think Gambit, not Gambit, Gambit's. I'm looking at Gambit. Cable's pretty cool because he has like that
Yes,
free
the
TK
free
once per.
TK. Hmm.
Yeah, I could see somebody trying to build around that.
Absolutely.
Um,
I mean, Voyager is still a thing too. So, um, Cable is sneaky good. I played him in Team Worlds and played him in a bunch. Anytime he was passed to me, after I get to pick what I wanted out of my booster, anytime he was passed to me, he was my next pick
yeah, with
because
Cable you
he's
can
just versatile.
pay 25 points to get those clones, right? What are they called?
Yeah, but again, you have to play multiples of him, which you can't do in the Highlander format, and you can't if you don't have
Oh.
multiples of him while you're doing it, you can't do it. So
I don't think that's the same because you're paying for the trait and then adding 2 onto your force, like kind of almost like bystanders. I don't think it's the same.
but you have to play the actual figure, and then then at the end if one of them were to get hit, I forget how it plays,
I'd have to
but it's
ask.
still it's still Highlander because you're still like you're
Oh,
paying for the trait, but you're having to play the extra figures. Suited henchmen are generated, sentinels are generated. These aren't, these come with the whatever.
I got you. I got you.
It's a gray area. That might be something that people would question.
Mm.
It's kind of a loophole to get around the Highlander.
You got Fantasia with shape change, super senses, sidestep and stealth. When it's not your turn and she has no action tokens, all line of fire drawn to her are hindered. And she's got incapacitate, 4 range 2 targets. And when she hits, you can give immobile or modify attack -1 or my defense -1. And if all have the armor or robot keyword, you can choose 2 instead. That's pretty neat.
She pairs up well with robots,
No,
sentinels.
no, she's Brotherhood of Mutants.
Bro, she's only Brotherhood.
Yeah,
But again, you could play some Brotherhood, sneak a
yeah,
sentinel on there.
yeah. Not bad.
So yeah.
This
What else we got?
McCollum Lamar says, "What do you think will be the most competitive main force and ID card characters from the X-Men animated series set?" I'm gonna go ahead and say in 300 modern. I'm gonna add that on there.
Yeah, I don't think he's talking just Pauper.
No,
Um,
Storm Prime will be probably the most played.
who's that? Storm Prime
Yeah,
on the ID card.
yeah,
Um, hmm.
most played. Either that or Jean.
from the ID main squad, Jean Grey, I could see being the most played. From like an ID card, there are just so many to choose from. Um, Jubilee, the Fast Forces Jubilee is very good because she can pulse wave. So, and she's only doing 1 damage, so you can get her in there and just kind of, with all this Q tech we see out there, the one click, stuff going on out there, you can just throw her out there, blow up a Traylene, blow up a Q, get them off the board quickly. She's a good, cheap, pulse wave. Colossus, the Prime Colossus isn't bad off the ID card. As you pointed out, the Storm off of the ID card isn't bad. A couple good Magnetos that would be good off the ID card as well. It's making a lot of these Days of Future Past, the Wanted poster ID cards a lot better with the variety we have to call in now.
I see a lot. I see a lot of people trying to get the Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix, because what happens with the Jean Grey is when she gets down to a certain stop click, you can flip her out and bring in the Dark Phoenix on a certain click number. And I think she also heals when she KOs and stuff.
Mm.
So you can pull a Dark Phoenix in, start wrecking house, and start healing her up.
I just think Storm Prime, because like people play the LE Storm at 150 for the running shot pulse wave. Now you can play the LE and this one, and this one gives you some outwit, a couple of other extra things. Can't really be one shotted. It's pretty nice. Iceman would be a big one actually.
ID card, main force Wendigo.
Wendigo, I think Jason Vanguard actually.
Wendigo is gonna be sick, man, because he doesn't have to hit you to give wounded tokens. So if you can get someone out there and then you can splash with like a pulse wave, or you can splash with like an energy explosion, and then you can go ahead and get Wendigo up there. Wendigo is almost, and he's got steel energy too, and can heal past his starting click. So if you pay 15 points for him and you go nuts and you hit a bunch of people, he heals 5 clicks. Now all of a sudden you have this souped up Wendigo who can deal some damage. I think Wendigo main force, monster keyword as well, and mystical I believe as well. So makes those teams very much better. I like Wendigo a lot.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Shares on the way up on Wendigo, by the way.
Way up, shares up. He's up like $40 on the stock market. Here, click stock market.
He's up 40% right now.
Buy.
Animal, monster, mystical keyword. Buy now.
Two of those 3 are amazing.
It's actually a seller's market on Wendigo right now. Seller's market.
It's a big time seller's market.
Yeah, seller's market. Let's see here. I think Jason Wingard, and then just out of because I'm out here on the West Coast and I have to kind of throw it out there. We play a lot of Golden Age type ish formats. And I think like Harry Leland kind of can shine in there, with some certain shenanigans and things like that. So there's definitely some cool stuff. I would have to say probably Iceman, because Iceman's already one of the most played ID cards. It's really easy just to include him on your sideline and not use him. Still use the chase one instead.
You know what I just thought of? So Jason Wingard, he creates a Pog, right?
2 per game, yeah.
Yeah. How amazing would it be if you played a Dawnbreaker against him? So he creates a Pog, and you get to go ahead and create that Pog with +1 stats. Yeah,
it would be cool, but
thank you for making that. Those Isaac bystanders. I will now put out.
You can always just not make them, though.
That's true. Again, I just thought about it. Man, that would really suck for someone playing Jason Wingard to sit down across from a Dawnbreaker and be like, please make me really good bystanders. I would love for you to do that for me.
Yeah, make chaos for me. Go ahead.
Absolutely. With +1 stats, I would love to have that. Walking Woods, yes. I will take one of those.
I was actually listing off some of the cooler bystanders that people might not think of in a group text earlier. There's Cosmic Enclave is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Crimson Sage, Ace. Actually, Ace has a Charge
Oh,
Precision Strike Battle Fury.
Ace from the Batman the Anime. The
Yeah,
old
yeah,
man Bruce makes them.
yeah.
Yep.
There's the Miles and Gwen are actually pretty good from
Oh,
from the new one, the new Connelly 2-pack or 2-pack. Is it 2-pack?
the
Whatever it is.
duo figure.
Duo type figure. Yeah, Chaos obviously. Then people were saying like that they were saying the Thanos bystander
Yep.
Screet. So yeah,
Ooh,
there's some pretty cool stuff. Yeah, Screet. Make me a Screet with +1 stats.
I didn't think about that. That'd be yeesh.
Yeah.
So a lot of good stuff. I mean, it's an X-Men set.
Yeah.
It's an X-Men set. You always have to. When can anybody remember the last bad X-Men set we really had?
Yeah. It was Uncanny X-Men.
Uncanny was not bad.
It was all right.
Uncanny had a badass Quicksilver in it. It
It
had
had
a good
Mystique and Quicksilver
Iceman. It had
and Iceman.
so many good figures in that set.
Okay,
So
Mystique, Quicksilver, and Iceman, and then the chases were collectible for Age of Apocalypse. Actually, Magneto chase saw some play in the
absolutely, Magneto won.
limited format.
So no, that I wouldn't. I mean, come on. Even the shoot off ones like Deadpool sets are awesome. If it's an X-Men set, it's going to sell. It's going to have good stuff in it. It always does.
The
So
first Deadpool set had like the best, absolute best competitive stuff.
with word bubbles and just
Weasel, Blind Owl.
oh god, yeah.
Yeah, it had so much.
The LE
The
Bill Agent
Bob,
of AIM or Bob Agent of AIM.
Bill, it was Bill. You're right.
It was Bill, yeah.
Bill Agent of AIM.
So many good things.
Chris Rizzi says, "Hey guys, great podcast. Why, thank you. If WizKids finally set a Worlds outside of North America, where would you want it to be located?" And a question from last week: what do you consider as a bullet to Gardener teams? Thank you for your time.
I would want it set in North America because I don't want to travel.
Yeah, somewhere I can drive to.
I mean,
okay, outside of North America, he said. So, like, Brazil would be cool. Brazil has a big culture, you know.
Yeah, but you wouldn't like. WizKids wouldn't be able to bring any product.
No, that's the major problem.
There'd be no purchasables there.
They could do it in China. They could do it in China.
They could do it. We can just go right to the factory, get the cards. Hey, you screwed my cards up.
Just make it at the factory. Just do it at the factory.
Like Willy Wonka.
You could do like a tour. The winner takes over WizKids. You know.
Get to go in the Wonka Vader, but it's like the WizKids of Vader.
I would say probably like Rome, just because like I've always wanted to go to Rome. Just give
so they said North America, didn't they?
Outside of North America, yeah.
So I can't even say Canada. Damn it. I don't want it to be outside of North America. But if I had to pick, let's go to Scotland.
Okay.
Scotland. Lots of pubs. Everyone can get shitty and hungover. Make it easier for me to play. Because I don't drink. Be awesome. Play some golf. Go to Scotland. What was the second part of that question?
Have you ever silver bullets to Gardner? Have you ever listened to Robin Williams talking about how golf was invented?
Absolutely.
It's hilarious.
Oh, you don't do it with a straight stick. You do it with a crooked stick.
Yeah.
Every time you swing, it feels like you're having a stroke. That's what we'll call it. Great skit. Very underrated stand-up comedian.
Yes.
Silver Bullet to Gardner. Just Alpha Strike.
Yeah.
Get in and hit.
You can't really stop his smoke cloud if he gets the ring on him. You just can't really like stop it. And if you can't stop that, you can't really stop his attacks. And if you stay within his range, you can't really stop his free placement and attack. So really, all you can do is either take the ring from him, so he can't. At least that way, he can't mobily do it. And
Yeah.
then the only other real thing is to kill him.
Get it in his face and make him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's it's going to Gardner is going to be able to do whatever it wants to do outside of what you just said.
The real problem with that too is like if you do that, then usually there's still like astronomer or someone else, whatever the team composition is, to make you pay, because Gardner is cheap enough points that they're okay with losing them to kill something else.
Absolutely, it's a good trade off. It's always risk reward. Like, are you going to overextend enough to take out my Gardner?
In card games,
I can take out a big chunk of your team. It's chess match.
In card games, they call it favorable trades.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, chess too.
Chess also. Yeah.
You have to sacrifice some pawns to get into the positions that you want, and sometimes, people will throw bait out there. I do it in battle royals. I'll throw out bait figures so you overcompensate across the map to get me into a position where I can snipe off bigger points. Like, it's the same thing.
Oh, shall. That was the last question out of my mind.
Oh, word. Let's go head over to the HIE. They've been very busy over here, but it seems to be a lot of nonsensical potential questions. So the first question that we got dogs coming in.
We got dogs.
We got dogs coming in.
We got dags. You like dags?
Yep. First question, Carlos K. Oh God,
Quinones.
Thank you for pronouncing his last name because I always mispronounce that. Have you guys been able to get the Popeyes chicken sandwich in your area? I can't seem to find the blasted things. Also, favorite colossal figure from the XMAS set. Apparently, that's what they're calling it. Both for fun and competitive play. I think we've already kind of talked about that.
Well, not our favorite, I guess.
Wendigo. Wendigo is mine.
Well, that's yours.
Just because it's cool.
That's tough. So I played the Sentinel, 33-point Sentinel that you can pick a dial.
Yes.
That was pretty fun. Nimrod was actually a lot of fun to play. So that was pretty fun.
I can imagine.
I do like me that Iceman. So
there's a lot of fun. A lot of fun ones.
I bought 2 boosters yesterday, 2 loose boosters. That's all I really wanted to pick up. And I pulled Iceman and the Sentinel. So, I mean, and Pyro. I got Pyro, and so Pyro and Sentinel, Pyro and Iceman. I mean.
So you pulled 2 super rares.
Yeah. So I was happy. Yep. Pyro's for sale. $10. He's yours. Hit me up.
Next question.
I pulled 2.
What's that?
I pulled one at pre-release, so that's fine.
Jeff Colossus, best.
We can answer the Popeyes.
Oh, Popeyes? I don't eat Popeyes that often.
I can't tell you the last time I ate Popeyes.
I don't eat Popeyes that often.
There's not one anywhere near my house.
There's one right down the street from me, and I haven't eaten there. Right. Mostly because usually I get like the spicy tenders and the mashed potatoes. No matter how long you set the mashed potatoes aside, it's just burn your mouth hot every single time. No matter, I could literally put it in snow. It's still gonna burn my mouth somehow. So
what's the best? Pre-prepared fast food type fried chicken, in your opinion?
In my opinion, like the best fried chicken kind of place out there.
Yeah.
Are we talking about like overall chicken, or are we talking like a sandwich? Are we talking like
just overall, the whole package? If you go there and they have what you like, what's your favorite? Like, you know what I mean? Some people are into the tenders, some people are into the sandwich. Some people, you got company, you get the 16-piece bucket, type deal.
But
something where you can get all of the above.
There's But I pick and choose, man, because like I go to like if I want like really really good tenders, I'll
Uh,
go to Popeyes. If I want nuggets, I'll go to McDonald's. If I want a spicy chicken sandwich, I go to Wendy's. Like if I want like a whole like big like if I want just chicken
okay, a
and
bucket of chicken.
potatoes and coleslaw, we're going to KFC, bro, because the coleslaw is bomb.com.
The biscuits are super underrated
The,
at
and
KFC.
absolutely. So
Biscuits.
if anything, you're going to the KFC. I'm getting that extra crispy. I'm getting coleslaw. I'm getting two mashed potatoes, and I'm getting some biscuits.
See, I can't do the KFC bucket, man. It's way too greasy. It's disgusting. You know who actually has really good fried chicken? And this is gonna sound super stupid. Walmart. Walmart deli, bro.
Oh no, no, no. I fucks with Walmart. They make
Yeah.
the rotisserie chicken too is
The
pretty good.
rotisserie chicken, yeah, about $6
Six
or whatever.
dollar $6 rotisserie chicken.
You
I'll
can't go
do that.
wrong, bro. They got
And
the
they
six.
put it right by the registers too. So you walk
Yeah.
by it and you're like, "Yup, I'll
You
take a
smell
chicken."
it. You smell it. It's all hot. It's like
You're just walking right by the self-serve and you're like, "Yup, I want a chicken with me. I'm taking it." Bam, chicken. It's in the cart.
chicken. It's what's for dinner. Next
Uh,
question.
Jeff Colossus, best way to order your chicken wings.
I like barbecue chicken wings.
I like hot. I like meat like a medium buff like a medium wing.
I don't
Do you,
like
now here's the
buffalo
thing. Do
sauce.
you like the flats or do you like the drums?
Me?
Yeah.
I like the drums.
See, I'm kind of a drums person myself too because like the flats, I can usually take the
I don't
flats.
like that in between
I can
nonsense. You know what I'm
usually
saying?
put it in and pull, just bang and hit all of it.
Yeah.
But sometimes, depending on how they cook it, I can't do that. So, but I'm more of a drums person. I feel like
Hmm.
sometimes you get a little more meat on the drums.
Yeah.
If I have
Uh,
to really pick though, I go boneless.
boneless barbecue. That's my
I
jam
go
right there.
boneless. Wingstop. There's a one up in Yukon.
They're building a wing stop 2 blocks from my house.
Oh man, Wingstop. Fat boy need a 10-piece.
Yeah.
Jeff Bozeman, is Bojangles chicken in the same category as Popeye's chicken and
What the
Chick-fil-A?
hell is Bojangles?
It's a knockoff. It's a knockoff Popeye. It's the same thing as Popeyes. It's the
I,
same thing. Why so many chicken questions? Is my this? I told you, a lot of chicken questions.
I'm okay with that.
They're all like Chick-fil. I don't even want to. I don't even want to answer the question
Don't talk about Chick-fil-A, man. Let's
because
not let's not
we're
let's
gonna
not
get
open that back.
no, because we're gonna open up a can of worms,
Yeah.
and I'm all set with that.
I can tell you I've never eaten there. It's not because like I'm standing for anything. There's one in the entire town, and it's in this spot in town I hate to go.
Oh yeah, the one that's here for us is in the Mohegan Sun Casino. So
Oh,
it's like I'm never going to the casino for anything, so I don't. And the one time I do go, it's usually to go watch the lacrosse team that's there, the Black Wolves, and it's on Sundays.
fun.
Popeyes ain't open on Sunday, or not Popeyes, excuse me, Chick-fil-A ain't open on Sundays.
No,
So I'm all set with that. Uh, Miguel Silva, what colossal is meta in the X-Men anime set? We've already gone over that. We've beaten that horse to death.
there are a bunch of them.
If just 50% of them
Yeah.
will potentially be meta. Even like Mojo. People ain't talking about Mojo. He sidesteps every time one of your guys gets to sidestep. He gets board tokens anytime anybody misses an attack. Mojo is underrated.
And it's
Mojo,
just Mojo.
and exactly, he's cool. I got to play with him. He was really cool. I forgot to put like 150 board tokens on him though.
Yo, people are actually trading Harry Leland. Harry Leland stock's way down. You can trade right now a Wendigo for a Harry Leland if you're
Wow.
looking for that.
Wendigo stock is skyrocketing. Harry Leland
Skyrocketing.
is plummeting. Buy
Set-
on Harry Leland. Sell on
Sell
Wendigo.
on Wendigo. Let's go.
Jeff Colossus asked another question about chicken. We're gonna skip it.
Why?
Jeff Colossus then asked, "Do you think they're going to actually errata the Proteus?" We didn't even talk about Green Proteus.
What's the problem?
I
I
think
told you I'm super not up to.
if once you read Green Proteus and you actually hear what
You talk about it, I'll
Proteus-
read.
we haven't seen him play anything yet. There's not going to be an errata pass down. just for the fact that people are speculating that Green Proteus is going to be bad for the game. There is an effect in there that if you play multiples, it looks like it triggers all of them. And it deals with, I believe, creating blocking terrain. And people are already talking about spamming and playing as many Green Proteus as they can. So I'm not. Does it need an errata? Possibly. Are we going to get it right away? No. Just like everything else that has been watch listed,
Okay, which one's the green one?
it's the rare one.
Is it unique or non-unique?
It's non-unique. They're both non-unique.
No, what? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Exodus.
Yeah.
Rare one. So okay.
I think it's the rare one. It's the Green Proteus.
Garden of Proteus. Whenever
Yes.
a character with a range is given costed action after resolutions, you may generate a blocking, hindering, obscuring, or water terrain within 3 squares of that character, but not in their square at the beginning of your turn. Remove all terrain markers. So yeah, you just play 10 Proteus, right?
And you basically just barrier people in, or barrier. Yeah, it's just, but then there's also, isn't there another one as well?
Let's see. When Proteus is missed by a ranged attack after resolution's helmet plate, you can heal past the starting lines this way. If no friendly character has been placed this turn, this guy's got retaliation. So the other Proteus, sorry, is that you mean the other Proteus?
I think it might be that one still.
Other characters within 3 squares can't use improved abilities is on the other Proteus.
Yeah,
That's
I think
pretty
it's
big.
yeah.
Smoke Cloud is free to barrier is free to do 2 markers. So that's the other one. Just 2
Yeah.
Proteus. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one is whenever they give a costed action, you can wall them in. The other one, so yeah, you could play like, a bunch of the 20-point ones and just make a million barriers. But
That's
and then they can't improve past them. So you can actually move up next to them, barrier them in, and then say you can't improve, so you can't fly over it and you can't shoot around it. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's.
I don't think it'll be a rat. I don't know.
It's going to be changed. There's going to be a changing of wording, I think. So it's again, so we don't turn into one of these spam things, or we don't turn into a 35 giant girl on a team thing, because then your whole turn is just about barriering in people.
We'll see.
So as of right now,
I could see it going either way.
I don't think it's going to be errated until somebody abuses it and WizKids can look over it and be like, "Yup, they just showed us exactly why it's bad," and then it'll get watch listed, and then there may be a tweaking of things.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna play a bunch of Proteus that states.
I think the one that is in question is a rare, so I don't think you can play him. The orange one, play all day.
Yeah, but the orange one's the one with the free barrier 2 squares.
Yes, the other one, I think it's the green It's the green Proteus. I just don't know what the green Proteus does off the top of my head.
So the uncommon one has the free barrier 2 squares, and you can't use improved abilities within 3. So you just play a bunch of those, run them across the map, throw up a bunch of barriers, and say, can't see me.
Yeah, and that right there was why Adam and Dustin went to a roll-off, because I think Adam was playing 2 orange Proteus. Mm-hmm. They were both playing almost like kind of one-man teams, and they would have just ran around and barriered. Anyways, Aaron Constantine Morgan says, "Shifty Eyes, are you a Dawn soap guy, or are you an Francis guy?"
It's a Deadpool reference.
Of course it is. Francis, he got his name from the dish soap.
He did.
Laugh out loud, but not for real. What figure do you think is being overlooked now that we have all of the new...
No, wait. The first question was actually really important, man.
I'm a Dawn guy.
Okay, cool.
I've been on the record as being a Dawn guy.
We
They
don't do
save they
we
save
don't
little animals during oil spills. I'm a Dawn guy.
we don't do palm olive in my house.
No, no palm olive.
You know why we don't? My old lady's allergic to it. We don't do palm olive.
I just don't do palm olive. Period. I'm a Dawn guy.
We
Stick
do
with the
Dawn.
Dawn.
We do Dawn.
If it can clean oil off of ducks, I'm using
It's
Dawn.
just a commercial, bro.
Yeah, they no, it's so they
I'm
legit
I'm
use
I'm
it.
just kidding. I saw.
Legit use it.
I know. What figure do you think is being overlooked now that we have all this new meta? I kind of talked about this already, but we can get into it.
Honestly, the one thing people
Lindy,
are overlooking is Vulture. People are still overlooking Vulture. People are still overlooking Medusas.
I think Vulture actually loses a lot of his luster with the ruling that they gave today, or whenever
What was
it
that
was.
one?
Huh?
What was that one?
You can make an object attack with no target and still destroy objects.
It's so stupid. Don't even get me started on that.
So now you can just go call in Gene TK object attack the arms and they're gone, they're destroyed.
Or you can just.
Or now you can just run across with.
You can run across with Cable, and Cable can then just. I don't want to talk about it.
So
it says right in the rules for a range object action, you have to have a target. I had this conversation in a chat earlier.
I'll give you the ruling, man. If you want the ruling,
I know the ruling. I was at Worlds, and we said it was bullshit then, and I'm gonna say it's bullshit now. And other people who have also said it's bull, I can understand it, but I still think it's wrong.
Okay, so we're not gonna get into it because Aries has a headache and my niece is interrupted.
But it doesn't make sense. I mean, if you think about logical things, like stealth, people had a hard time always wrapping their mind around stealth. So I can punch you in the bush, but I can't shoot you in the bush. So now we've gone back to this thing where range combat. Well, the range combat action says right in it you have to have a character to target.
But it's just like the Iron Man from Battleworld.
Yeah,
he can run. He can running shot and target nothing and then charge after because he used running shot.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets a full range charge basically.
Yep.
So, and it's kind of dumb, but
it was the same.
At least they're consistent.
It was the same kind of ruling with Hawkeye. He could bounce around, then he could running shot out of harm's way, and then just not make an attack.
Yeah.
But now we're talking about giving people the opportunity to be even like, and I don't think it'll happen. But as soon as it does happen, I'll be the first person to be like, "Ha ha! I told you it would happen." But now we give people the scummy opportunity to run up, throw some objects away, go up 20 points, and then just be like, okay, cool, I'm going to come over here and barrier myself in, or just run from you for the entire game, or just sit there and be like, I'm not going to move.
So have a plan.
I'm up on points now by 12 points.
Have a plan. That's all you can do.
I know. But again, I still, moving on. I don't even continue.
Joseph Pangrazio says, do you air dry or towel your dishes?
Air dry.
Air dry. Me too.
Depending on the dish. If it's something that's big and I can't...
Oh, yeah, you got to dry and put it away.
Exactly, because it'll take up my whole entire strainer area. So, no, air dry usually. If it's big and it's going to take up too much space, you hand dry that bad boy. You put it right away. Lindy Farrell, if I said anything besides Dawn, I was going to be judged, apparently. I used Dawn. Yeah. No problem.
So use Dawn and don't eat at Chick-fil-A. That's what they're telling us here.
Apparently so, yeah. Is Nimrod or Onslaught going to be the king of the Pauper format? No. They're going to be good, and people are going to play them.
They'll win some. They will win some.
Of course. They're going to win some states, but there's also going to be other teams that are going to win states. And we've talked about them. Juggernaut is still a thing. There's other colossals that I feel, and even teams that don't need colossals that I feel that are going to be very solid. Yeah. But right now, yes, it looks like Onslaught and Nimrod are the hot choices. going into the states. Weston Steiner, one being non-New Yorkers, what do you dip your wings in, and why is ranch always the wrong answer? Um, I don't know, because
The
one
blue
blue
cheese
cheese
is
is
what people say you're supposed to use.
no.
I don't like blue
I'm
cheese.
from New
Trust me.
England. We don't dip our wings in anything. You order it hot, you eat it hot. You don't need no blue cheese on that shit. You don't need no ranch on that shit. You eat the wings,
It's
you
already
take the
got
burn.
sauce. Why do you need to dip it in sauce?
Why am I gonna I ordered the
Because
sauce
you know what I'm
for a
saying?
reason.
It's already got sauce.
If I
Why
ordered
do
a
you
nice
gotta
Thai
put more
chili
sauce?
or I ordered a nice teriyaki, why do I want to just dunk that in some stupid dirty blue cheese or some ranch? Get that out of my face. You know what the ranch and the blue cheese is there for? It's for the carrots and the celery that they put for garnish.
It's
You
for the
eat the
it's
wings,
for the children to get them to eat stuff they don't like.
so get
Duh.
out of here with that bullshit blue cheese. You go ahead and eat your wings with blue cheese and see how fast I judge you about that.
I actually don't like blue cheese at all. So
No, blue cheese is gross.
yeah.
Get out of here. Second question from him: which modern figure doesn't have to be from the XMAS uh, set do you think maybe flying under the radar into the winner's circle for
We
the
went
Rock
over this one
States?
already.
Again, beaten to death. Everyone wants to know what that hot.
Everybody wants us to tell them how to win states.
You know
You
what you
know what
do?
the
You
real
show up and you play and you roll dice. Because even if you play a Nimrod or an Onslaught team, your dice could be just complete dog crap like mine were at Worlds. So you still
and
have to roll dice. You put the
just
variables in your favor, and you just hope to come out on top.
you can practice too. That helps.
You do that. Jeff Bozeman, which chase from Xmas is possibly going to surprise people with his potential that it's getting overlooked now?
Harry Leland, dude. Emma Frost. Everybody's on Jason. Everybody's on Gene. Okay, Donald Pierce is trash. He's just trash. But I think
Sebastian
Harry.
Shaw was good too.
Huh?
I played against a Sebastian Shaw on a
Yeah, he's
battle.
not bad. He's
He's
not
not.
bad.
They're all very good except for what was the one that you said, Donald
Donald
Pierce.
Pierce, he's trash.
They're all of them are very
He's the
good. They
star
all do
brand
very
of the
distinct
set.
things.
He's the
Uh,
oh man of this set.
star brand to this. They're all very good for what they do.
Bro, you can trade a $15 super rare for a star brand. Star brand stock way down.
Way
Way
down.
down.
Wait, it's a buyer's market. Buy. We should legitimately do this, man. HeroClix. I remember when the Wizards magazine used to do this.
They did, yeah.
It was like the Beckett was the big one for baseball and like cards and stuff
Fuck
like that.
Beckett. Fuck
You would
you,
get
Beckett.
you would get your Beckett. You
Don't
would
get me
check to see
started
how
on
much your
fucking
cards were
Beckett.
worth and stuff. And then Wizards did the same thing for like miniature sets and stuff. And HeroClix was in there. That was
Yeah,
always fun.
we don't ever say Beckett again on this show.
You got
That's a
that's
hard
who you
rule.
sent your card to.
Yeah, that's a hard rule.
Did
Fuck
they
Beckett.
did they ever actually give you a
No,
reason?
fuck Beckett.
Was there something altered with the card?
No.
So how could some of
We're
them?
not talking about this.
I'm confused. Okay, passing him. David Cologne, Mr. Clixo. What are your thoughts on the green and orange booger breaking into the competitive scene in Bronze Age? He's talking about Proteus. We talked about Proteus.
Bronze Age or Modern Age. Well, we kind of already talked about it. They're interesting.
Yeah, we're still getting questions coming in, by the way.
I know. I like it.
Jacqueline and Cameron Lane. It's the old duo.
The duo attack.
The duo Facebook there. Prime Colossus. His retaliation says if that character is within the same row or column as Colossus, place a Colossus adjacent to that character and make a close combat attack targeting all characters in the rows or columns between where Colossus began this action and his current square, regardless of adjacency. So when he moves to a character in the same row, would he get to attack other characters in the columns he moved through?
Well, he doesn't move. That's your first problem.
Yeah, he is plate. So
So it says, place Colossus adjacent to that character and make a close combat attack targeting all characters in the rows or columns between where He began this action and his current square, regardless of adjacency. Um, columns with you're just making a grid. So if you had a point A, point B, and then you place them here, it just you just open up from everything in between. That's it.
I think what people are getting it confused with is the war wheel from the old Superman.
Yeah,
Wonder
that was
Woman,
dumb.
because that one had to move in a direct path, and anybody it moved through.
He goes here. You just draw a square, and he attacks all of it.
Yes. So, yes, there you go. Christian Bogan, to Wendigo or to not Wendigo?
Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Stock still rising on Wendigo.
Stock is still, get them now.
Sellers market right now.
It is a seller's market, but I don't think he's going to go. He's not going to drop below what he's right now.
Interest rates are still rising. So interest rates are still rising. Make sure you buy before the interest rate prices you out of the market.
That's what it's going to be, because right now, as soon as he starts winning stuff, that price is going to go up.
That's too much fun.
We should do legitimately a HeroClix stock market, like
then we have to actually put some numbers together if we're going to do that. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it.
Recent eBay sales and stuff that is being traded for. As of right now, eBay sales are trending. You can get it on Troll and Toad for this, but we all know Troll and Toad just trying. Troll and Toad, by the way, they were awesome to be at Worlds, but man, did they take a beating. They took a beating. When people would walk up and be like, yo, you're selling it for $40 less on your website. Why is it $60 or $40 more expensive?
I get it, because it's one of those things where, like,
convenience.
You need it now.
Exactly. Figures in hand.
Yeah, it's in hand. If you need it to play today. And it's not anything they haven't already done at other cons.
No, but it's just the fact that, like, these poor dudes that aren't making the prices are they're
not the decision makers.
Like, I don't make the prices they told me to price them at. Like, so I don't know what you want me to tell you.
So, like, the other thing is too, like, with Troll and Toad, is they will also buy all your crap that you pulled out your battle royale.
Oh, absolutely.
So
they'll
it's like
suck up that stuff right immediately.
Yeah, it's like, just shut up. I mean, don't buy it. Don't buy it.
That's the other thing too. Yeah, if you like,
just be happy there was a vendor there, to be honest, because it's not a con.
And they gave out free string bags too, which is cool.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah, that all went down, and I was like, hey man, how much are your string bags? Oh no, okay, cool. I'm gonna grab one of those. I'm gonna get out of here now. Bye. I was just like, ugh. Christian just did that. Joe Clark and Pauper. Would you play a Juggernaut or Jean Grey team? I would play a Gotham City team or a Gotham City Underworld team.
Oh, you got a train rolling through your living room?
Or Batman. I live by the train tracks, bro. The 8 Mile. Mile Spaghetti.
Jesus.
Yeah, I live by the train track. I live by the Amtrak station. This is what I tell people too. Like, coming to my venue is super easy. The Amtrak station is legit like a block away from Sarge's Comics and Games in New London, Connecticut. So it was like, I don't know if I've ever told this story either, but Sarge's Comics and Games was the first one that broke news on Joaquin Phoenix potentially being
the Joker.
Being Doctor Strange.
Oh, that's right, because he walked in and bought a bunch of.
He was on his way to Rhode Island and was on the Amtrak.
I read about that, actually.
They stopped. He came to Sarge's Games, and he went through their back stock and must have bought like 20 to 30 Doctor Strange books. And he was very secretive about what I'm going to Rhode Island to film a movie, this and that, but I need these for reference material type things. And it was already kind of whispered that he was kind of being talked about being in the Marvel Universe. And then all of a sudden he's buying just a ton of Doctor Strange comic books at Sarge's. So of course it got blasted out into the Twitter universe. So for a little while there, Sarge's was like breaking news about Joaquin Phoenix might actually be Doctor Strange.
So have you heard about they announced today there's a Madam Web movie in the works.
Yo, that's awesome.
Yo,
It depends on who's doing it and how it's going to be done. Is it going to be animated?
No, it's a movie, legit movie, feature.
Yeah.
But what's funny is that like I had told people that I believed
And Tony Stark.
There would be a multiverse for the Marvel, and that it would start with the Madam Web stuff. I went out and bought a few, I'll just say a few, Amazing Spider-Man number 210s in dollar bins. So that's the first appearance of Madam Web.
Absolutely.
So if you want to try and make a quick buck in the next couple weeks, get to your local comic store, check those dollar bins for Amazing Spider-Man number 210, and then flip them on eBay for at least $20. Enough said.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got more questions. Is anyone actually going to play 10 Proteuses? That's from Aaron Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, think so.
I am seeing people who are going out. I've seen people who have posted up on Facebook like already
all your Proteus are belong to me.
Like I've already seen people who have like already posted up like having 6 or 8 green Proteus. Somebody in another chat had mentioned that they had already put like 6 in their Troll and Toad cart, but then stopped when people started talking about errata. And it was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't buy those 6 Proteus because that could have been bad.
I mean, how much are you paying for them?
Like
I bought what's your face, Giant Girl for like $6-7 a pop. Off Troll and Toad when they came out.
I don't know how much he's going for right now. To be honest with you, I didn't even check. I haven't checked really. I've seen prices on Facebook, but I still have. I still have a case sitting at my comic book store for me. Yeah. Well, I got a wedding coming up, so I gotta keep that in a hush. But yeah, so
it's a good thing she doesn't watch this, huh?
Yeah, she was like, "You should do it," and then like I asked her, I'm like, "Hey, did you see the we put it up on YouTube?" I unsubscribed. I'm like, "Well, I was trying to get subscriptions. You unsubscribed?" Yeah. You just
Bruh.
Any subscriptions?
Or Orange Booger is $4.
Okay, how much is green going? I bet you green's like probably 10.
17.
Woo!
6 in stock, so people are buying them.
Yeah.
Because there's 20 orange in stock.
Yeah, so as I said, it's the green Proteus that everyone is going banana sandwich about. Definitely the green.
Definitely green.
Definitely the green. Green stock rising, orange stock dropping. That's it for questions, man. That was it. Good questions. A lot of repetitive ones. I mean, they all want to talk about the new hotness.
Yeah.
What's going to be this? What's going to be that? I get it. We've beaten it to death.
It happens. I mean, it happens every set. It's to be expected.
Absolutely. And to be honest with you, I'm glad it happens every set. That just means that people are excited for HeroClix. And everybody who said that the game was dying, every time we get this kind of excitement, I love you just choking on your words. It's fantastic. Because the game is not dying. And after what I saw at Worlds and how amazing that experience was.
Man, I'm so jealous. It sounded like such a good time. If it's there next year, I might try and go.
I can only imagine. That it's going to be there. Now, it might not be the exact same weekend. They might flip-flop some dates around. They might move it around and shake it around a little bit. Again, late notice. They tried to move some stuff. I get it. So, I mean, but I have to believe it's going to be at Memphis again. It was so smooth.
We should talk about what AJ was telling us today too. I think kind of give that. So an update on the page.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
so we gotta have an update on the page. AJ let us know today he's accepted a new position and his job, and for the time being, I think he's gonna take about a month off from writing. I think he said right.
Yeah.
On the blog. So Aries and I will be stepping in on the blog as often as we can to kind of help him out. But it's going to be keep him pretty busy. So we might see his writing for our blog go from bi-weekly to like once a month. So,
Yeah, but I mean, but
the
right
blog will
now
still go.
there's not much on the horizon. WWE Hero Clicks. He already did the X-Men set breakdown.
Yep.
Where I got into a pissing match with somebody who was just completely ignorant, and everyone pig piled on him, and he's been very quiet since then. So hopefully you listen to this, and hopefully you realize how much of an asshole you were. So just want to
people fail to realize, this is one person's opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You can discuss it. You don't have to be an asshole.
But that's what it was. It wasn't so much discussing it.
There's not a wrong.
Like I disagree, and this is why I disagree. It was just this guy has no idea. He just says this and that, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. So you just want to be a dick. That's fine. So I can
a right or wrong opinion, though. You know what I mean?
It was, and that's what it was, though. It wasn't like he was like, I don't agree with this one, and let me explain to you why. It was just you sound like an idiot because you just keep saying the same things over and over, and basically you just said perplex is good and sealed, this is good and this. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So basically you're starved for attention. So let me go ahead and just verbally smash you now on the internet. And then a couple other people pig piled on too. And then he got very quiet. So I hope you listen to this and we can actually have a conversation at some point in time. And it's not just you, I don't know, trying to sound very smart on the internet.
Yep.
Keyboard warriors.
So I wanted to just kind of give a heads up. There will be, for those out here on the West Coast, there's on October 5th, Majestic's Open Series 1K trial. It is a $10 entry, 3 to 4 rounds of Swiss to cut to top 4. Participation will be OPKLE and 2 Majestic's bystander tokens. First place will receive the Battle Arena Neoprene Light Cycle Battle Arena Neoprene maps, custom Majestic's map, the Tron map, also known as 1K main event free entry plus first round bye with 300 victory points, and an OPKLE. Second place will receive the arena map and the OPKLE. So top 2 will get the map. So that's nice.
That's cool.
XMAS main series will be legal for this event. So let's see those cool teams. If you go to majesticccg.com, you could. It'll be under the special events section. You can check out more information. There's a band list and all that. Actually, it doesn't say where this is being hosted, so I'm assuming it's at the actual store, which has moved to 1580 East Edinger Avenue, Unit T in Santa Ana. So no longer at the 1818 West Chapman in Orange. So just kind of plugging. You got anything going on over there? Recent? Soon?
Right now, man, just Pauper. I mean, we got again just state championships go popping off. I have when I have more dates, I will go ahead and I will post those up. I know right now, I think it's November 16th is going to be in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. November 17th is Sargis Comics and Games in London, Connecticut. I believe November 9th. Mm-hmm. November 9th is at Highlander Games in Boonton, New Jersey. I'm actually going to be traveling to New Jersey and Massachusetts for both of those state championships. And just a reminder to everyone out there, too, the state championship prize kits for this time around is a full Batman the Animated Series chase set. So that's 12 chases right there. On top of, I believe, also a Battle World chase set. Reason being is because there was a shortage in the 2019 con exclusives, so there won't be any box cons, I believe, in these kits. I believe there's still neoprene maps for the top, what, 4?
Mm-hmm.
So top 4, I believe, still get maps. It's a full
Top 4 prize maps, and then 5th through 8th is the action tokens. Um,
yes.
so what's weird is the way they're doing it is from the Rock's word is for first place you get to choose one of each. So
Yes.
you choose your 2, and so you're choosing the 2. It's not we're going through these and then we're going through these. So rather than prizing down past 16th place, they're just doing you choose 2.
Yeah, I believe it's top, it's, what is it, top
The
12?
the top 10 will get 2.
We'll get a chase or a prime.
A chase or a prime times 2.
Exactly. And then once you get to
11th through 16th is the Batman chase or prime.
yes,
Because there was
because
12
those
chases and then 4 primes.
oh, I forgot all about that. Yeah. So top 10 get 2.
Yeah.
And then
And then
11 through 16 will get
1.
1 from the Batman anime, or actually, to be honest, yeah, Batman the animated series set, because you can't just pig pile on top of the one chase set.
So I do notice there's no con LEs added in the prize pool like
No.
it was last year, but you do get the second chase or prime. So it's kind of like a trade.
Yeah, because like what they had mentioned, because there was a shortage of 2019 box Connolly's, so they didn't have enough to put them all into the kits.
The 11th through 16th do kind of get hosed because last time they still got something like some kind of LE, I believe, like whether it be an ID card or whatever.
No, last year it was only top 12.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I think it was.
You're right.
So
So
yeah.
you're good.
So
top
we're
16.
actually
Like,
opening up for get 5 more prizes out there.
and here's the thing: most state events had less than 16. Most of them. Last time.
Depending.
I'm relatively sure there was like 4 that went over. Yeah.
I think I had like 17 or 18.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which
But
is good.
my point
But
is you
but
have a pretty
also-
good chance at prizing. I think more people will tend to be in popper.
Disclaimer. You have to stay to the end of the event to get your prizing. Do not go to stores and complain that you now can't go home because you have to wait to get prized out. That's how events work.
I think you kind of also have to assume like you're going to try and win. So you should just plan on being there the whole time anyway.
Yes.
Right? Like nobody
Plus,
goes to
a lot of
lose,
stores will be having battle royals. My store will be having battle royals, and we will still have X-Men set. We still have Earth X set. We still have Rebirth. We still have a lot of prize stuff, and my store gives away a lot of like discounts
We still
and
have
gift certificates and stuff. So you can play battle royals and hang out
we still
until the
have
end.
WKO prizing, I think.
Yeah, I think I still do too. I think I still have some Steve Trevors kicking around and maybe some rings and stuff. But
I know we got rings. We got hella rings.
you have to remember, you have to stay to the end to get prizing. Do not complain like you did last year or last state championship. Oh, I didn't know I had to stay. You cannot expect the people who are playing in the top 8 or whatever to now choose, well, maybe I'll want these or maybe I'll want these so we can prize you out to leave. No. You leave. I'm not going to be also eating the shipping.
You could
18
also
people.
you could also just have players on the back of their build sheet write down what prizes they would want and then what order.
Yeah, but then again, you run into the whole like there's going to be a lot of people piggybacking on top of things. So like
not really.
Okay, well, what happens if like some guy who's placed in first wants potentially a prime that nobody else would want, and it might fall to someone in 16th? What I'm saying is that like, that top cut of people could have a hodgepodge where all of it falls in there because they're finishing.
Yeah, it's going to be, but you have them.
That's my point, though.
No, you have them list in order every single figure and how they would want it, and you just start checking stuff off as like players lose. Well, they can't get these top figures if these other players want them. It's not that hard.
That's my thing, though, is that you're going to get to a point, they're still going to have to stay. If I announce top cut, say I announce top 8 cut, this is a top 8.
Hey, unless you want to pay pay for the store to ship it to you. I mean, that's an option, I guess. Anyway,
I'm telling you, it ain't happening. Be prepared to stay. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's been announced multiple times. You need to be there to get your prizing. Stay. Play some battle royals, or just hang out. Go get some food. There's plenty of places that you go to that there's food around. Go eat some dinner. Jesus, that's all I got. Well, turn to the Shots Fired podcast there. Just throwing a bunch of anger.
All right. Well, we are closing in on almost 2 hours, so let's call that a show.
That's it.
Aries, as always, pleasure to talk to you.
You know it's fun, man.
We're gonna. Everybody, thanks for listening. Check out the YouTube page if you want to hear about Aries' trip to Worlds, and you can go back and check out the backlog of videos there. Look for more content. Aries baseball season is winding down, so we're looking to record more regularly now. So also be on the lookout for more episodes. So again, thanks for listening. And until next time, remember, the real fun begins when you're 2 clicks from KO.
Flex.